Issue 287. Let me guess. Sonic wins against Dark Gaia. The end. Too bad I have to talk about the whole redundant story. I hope it's really interesting as it takes an eternity to get to the ending. Because as it stands, I'm not motivated to pay attention to it if it's not going to be creative. What could I possibly talk about with this issue? Chip says he'll keep Dark Gaia distracted, while Supersonic rams through the snake things of Dark Gaia. I've seen it before. I don't see how Supersonic would have any challenge whatsoever. It's not like Dark Gaia went super. I wish I was told that Dark Gaia's skin is just that tough, and it makes sense since he's technically a god. But still, Sonic's invincible. Also, I guess Chip's able to speak to Sonic telepathically, and that's how he can hear him. Why didn't they explain that? That one thing would make the story worth it, because at least they try to make the plot make more sense. How did Sonic actually feel the laser attack from Dark Gaia when he's supposed to be invincible? And Dark Gaia didn't go super with the emeralds. What is about Flynn and always forgetting that Supersonic is invincible? At least officially establish that he's not invincible in a particular continuity if you want it to be seen that way. So when does it get original, this predictable plot? Because I know Sonic has to win. Okay, the story does get interesting when Sally has to land on the Sky Patrol because it's in the ocean. But I don't know why it's just casually floating in the ocean despite its massive weight. And Rotor's sitting on a beach chair he conveniently had. So he casually says to grab a soda and watch Sonic. That was nice to see, at least. Rotor is somehow the only one smart enough to know that these guys can do nothing to help. Antoine reassures Sally that Eggman just lost many of his super badniks and a whole base. How did that count for anything? Eggman will rebuild all of that. And how many bases does the side have? Somehow that does cheer Sally up. Moron. If Sonic hadn't said that was totally one of Knuckles' moves, I would have never known that Chip had been punching Dark Gaia with the Gaia Colossus, because the art was doing a horrible job showing them punch each other in motion. Maybe don't bother showing this game thing if the game's guaranteed to do it better. The Gaia Colossus gets grabbed by Dark Gaia, but Sonic sees that his friends are close enough to be in danger. But of course Sonic will easily save the day without even one of them being hurt. Why is Eggman wasting an entire page on us? I don't care! He's always the same! Blah blah blah, Sonic saves the day. Of course he does, because he just kept ramming into it like he did in the game. It's not like he pulled elemental powers out of nowhere. Why did they waste 14 pages on this shit? How could they waste 14 pages on this shit? Because Flynn knows he can get away with anything. I'm not even a page into my review. That's how little there is to say about this crap. Sonic doesn't want Chip to leave him. While in the game, he didn't get to say goodbye because that was faster. Chip justifies why he can't stay with Sonic after this, as he spent all his power in that fight. So he has to take the Gaia Temples with him out of Eggman's reach, and seal this last wound in the world to keep Sonic safe. So does he take the Gaia Temples out of the planet entirely? Is he smart enough to send them to the moon from now on? But then no one will be able to fix the planet again. How can he take it out of Eggman's reach? And then he surrounds Sonic with a protective force field, and gently returns him to Sally, which is much better writing than Sonic surviving being thrown to Earth. That made this better written than the game. But anyone could imagine this change to the story would be made. That doesn't make the story worth reading. It's not like it's explaining something that was canon to the plot of the game. I'm not reading the entire page wasted on Chip's sappy moment where he talks about his friends and Sally cries. What's the point? It was nice that Antoine hugged. Anyways, can the boring unoriginal story end? It was sweet to see a spirit of Chip hug the planet. But how could he actually feel anything doing that? He's a spirit. What's his life going to be like from now on? What is he going to experience from now on? Isn't he going to be horribly bored and depressed to the point of being suicidal because he doesn't have any friends anymore? This story was by Ian Flynn, in massive quotation marks, because it was just a massive ripoff of the ending of Unleashed, which was written by somebody else. The story is basically worthless because of that. Why read this boring redundant retread? It's not like it's got tons of plot holes and awful characters like it's more interesting work, so it could be worse. But it's still worthless because of how pointless and boring it is. If you've seen the ending of Unleashed, you've seen the story. The only thing different is that Sonic was gently brought down to Earth by Chip, surrounded by a force field. a common sense change anyone would make. And Sally and her friends were standing on the Sky Patrol as it magically floated in the ocean instead of sinking, which is a plot hole. It was nice to see the Sky Patrol as a boat in the ocean with Rotor on a beach chair sipping soda. That's about it. Good riddance to this story arc. And now watches the next arc, which has the word Genesis in it, will be the least creative thing he ever wrote, after all the time we waited for something that's not a game adaptation. As it literally just retreads the classic Sonic stories for no reason whatsoever, when everyone wanted to see what would happen after this. And everyone was looking forward to something that wasn't a game ripoff. I haven't read past this arc yet, I just saw the word Genesis on the next arc in my timeline, and knew that I had nothing to look forward to. I've read the Sonic 1 manga, and I've read Not Enough Rings. I doubt anything he writes would surpass that. I'm moving on to the Sonic Universe arc.